He obtained the unique top talent for reversing light and darkness at the beginning. Using skills will have the opposite effect. Fan Chen decisively chose to become a priest from then on. His healing skills turned into damage skills. Blessings turned into curses when he used resurrection skills. The whole world was shocked. Originally, in the year 2050, a holographic game called Gods emerged. It triggered a global gaming frenzy. At first, everyone thought it was just a game, until a player discovered that game attributes could integrate into reality. Everyone began to strive for strength, challenging the long ladder of gods in the game. The long ladder of gods was the path to godhood. Success meant becoming a god, failure meant death. Fan Chen successfully reached the peak of the long ladder of gods, but perished in a decisive battle with the final demon lord, reduced to dust together with the demon lord. When he opened his eyes again, he found himself reborn to the day when the game gods opened. Before he could recover from his shock, the door was suddenly kicked open by his neighbor, Xiaoruier, who walked in holding a box, looking dissatisfied. "What are you doing? Knocking for so long without opening the door. Do you still want this thing?" Fan Chen's eyes lit up instantly. "Yes. Of course I do. Thank you, Sister Ruier." No matter what secrets gods held, he had to go back. Xiaoruier placed the box on the table, glanced at the computer and mocked. "I, a real person, am here. Do you only have games in your eyes? No wonder you didn't answer the door for me. So you like this game?" The young man smiled awkwardly. "Sister Ruier, don't say that. Do you think I wouldn't like a tall and beautiful lady like you?" Upon hearing this, Xiaoruier leaned in close. "So, am I the mature lady that you like?" Fan Chen blushed and stammered. "Well, Sister Ruier, that's not appropriate. It's bad for your health." Xiaoruier was too lazy to say anything more. "Alright then, go play your game." Fan Chen took out the holographic helmet of the gods from the box. "This is not just a game." Immediately, Fan Chen resolutely put on the helmet, setting off on the journey once again. With successful biological information verification, character generation, Fan Chen appeared in the Hall of Newbies of the Gods. He knew that every player who entered the realm of gods would receive a random talent. In the previous life, Fan Chen obtained a rare talent. At this moment, the game system prompted, "Awakening talent for the player in progress. Talent grade, common, excellent, rare, outstanding, perfect." Undergoing detection, and at this moment, a strange energy erupted from Fan Chen's body. The system detected special energy, currently analyzing. Analysis successful. Congratulations, player, for obtaining the special talent Reversal of Light and Dark. Grade cannot be confirmed. The effect is to make skills have opposite effects. Fan Chen felt puzzled for a moment. Opposite effects? Does that mean my damage skills will become healing skills? How can I play like that? Suddenly, Fan Chen realized. No, if that's the case, then it's interesting. At this moment, the system is prompting to choose an initial occupation. Fan Chen snapped his fingers without hesitation, and chose the occupation of priest. Occupation selection successful. Please name yourself, player. Fan Chen looked at his priest outfit, slowly uttered 2 words from his mouth. Fan Chen, symbolizing that the person Fan Chen can also slay gods. Immediately, the scene changed. Fan Chen was teleported to Newbie Village 10001. Looking at the busy streets with people coming and going, some newbies were exclaiming that this world is too real. Fan Chen was ready to find a place to test his talent. Looking at the character panel, which was the same as the previous life. Each player's initial attributes are 10 points in each of the 4 dimensions. Each occupation comes with its own initial skill. The priest's skill is healing, although it does not cause damage. But the amount of healing is significantly higher than the damage value of attacking occupations. The prompt below also confirmed Fan Chen's guess. Fan Chen looked at the staff in his hand. The priest naturally regenerates 1% of mana per second. If only using healing spells, mana consumption can be completely ignored. Thinking of this, Fan Chen directly cast the talent Light and Dark Reversal on the healing spell. Soon, a new panel appeared in front of Fan Chen. Fan Chen stared blankly at the scene. Is this damage reasonable? Not only does it convert healing spells into damage effects, but it also increases the value by 50%, and the amplification can grow with level. This is much more powerful than the rare talent in his previous life. Fan Chen's heart was filled with excitement. It seems that reaching the godly realm is not far away. We will meet again soon in this life. Next, Fan Chen prepared to go and farm Red Sheep. Red Sheep is located on the east side of the green grassland. Fan Chen knows that 2 hours after the server opens, a special NPC will appear in the Broken Temple in the south of the Newbie Village for only 1 hour. Players can exchange for buff enhancements using Red Sheep horns with him. This quest is the biggest benefit for new players in the Newbie Village, so time is of the essence. Fan Chen didn't hesitate at all and directly cast healing spells. The green skill effect triggered. but it caused red numbers of damage. The attacked red sheep turned and charged at Fan Chen. Drawing from his experience in his previous life, Fan Chen easily dodged by sidestepping. Then, he cast consecutive healing spells. Soon, the red sheep's health was almost depleted, leaving behind a red sheep horn in its place. Fan Chen looked at the red sheep horn in his hand. It seems that without critical hits, 4 healing spells are enough to farm 1 red sheep. 2 hours are enough, and quickly 2 hours passed. Fan Chen farmed a total of 800 red sheep, obtaining 705 red sheep horns as drops. These should be enough to exchange for the server's first place buff. It's time to turn in the quest. Soon, Fan Chen returned to the dilapidated temple in the newbie village. There were many people teaming up to farm red sheep at the entrance, calling out. A blue-haired girl approached and tried to strike up a conversation, but Fan Chen directly refused. The younger sister was speechless for a moment. She finally met an extremely handsome guy, but she didn't expect him to be unresponsive. At this moment, another female knight approached. What a handsome priest, she thought to herself. Brother priest, would you like to join me for a limited time mission? She asked. I'm a strong monster tank, sorry, I only like guys. The girls were all stunned and didn't know how to respond for a moment. After a while, Fan Chen came to the NPC in front of him. The old man said, you are an adventurer from another world. The gods should have guided you here. Unfortunately, the temple is lost, and the light of the gods has dimmed. Only the red sheep horns can communicate with the gods. The more you have, the easier it is to receive blessings from the gods. Fan Chen handed over the bag in his hand and said, I came for this reason. Based on my knowledge of the game from my past life, I have already collected 800 red sheep horns while everyone else was still waiting to team up and fight monsters. Even the NPC was shocked by Fan Chen's speed. The old man smiled wryly and said, it seems that the gods are looking favorably upon you. Fan Chen was about to ask what blessings he could exchange for, but the old man folded his hands and recited a string of obscure and incomprehensible spells. In less than a second, a red figure of a love god appeared above the old man's head with a burst of red light. Fan Chen watched quietly, wondering what kind of buff he would receive in this life. Soon, the tangible love god spoke slowly, child from another world, may you always believe in love. Congratulations on receiving a hidden buff, blessing of the love god. Fan Chen raised his hand and felt the power of the red light enveloping him. At last, let me see the effect of this buff, he thought as he looked at the panel. When teamed up with the opposite sex, gain bonuses such as a 50% reduction in skill cooldown time and a 50% reduction in mana consumption. Also, the quality of dropped items will be increased by 1 level. When the intimacy level with an opposite sex partner reaches its maximum value, 1 buff requirement can be removed. With the intimacy level with 3 opposite sex members reaching maximum value, remove all team requirements. Fan Chen is extremely speechless. Just finished saying that he didn't want to team up with girls. As a result, he got this kind of buff with just 1 hand. But now that things have come to this, Fan Chen clasped his hands together and lowered his head. Praise the god of love. If you can communicate, can you give me some more? Adventurer, please follow the guidance of the god. Find your own path. The old man even threw his staff at them. Scared, Fan Chen ran away. Just wanted to communicate with the god of love. Why bother with this? Back at the gate, Fan Chen felt uncomfortable. If only he hadn't rejected those girls earlier. He didn't know if he could find someone now, but at this moment Fan Chen suddenly saw the girl who wanted to team up with him earlier. At this moment, she seemed to be in someone else's team already. Little did he know that the girl accidentally agreed to team up with them. She didn't want to be with them at all. At this moment, the girl suddenly received an invitation, but she was already in a team. Unable to accept, the girl turned her head and saw the handsome guy from earlier. You came just in time. Then, the girl directly left her original team. Sorry, my friend is here. Please team up with someone else. Fan Chen sighed when he saw the failed invitation, thinking of going to the village entrance to look again. Just as he was about to leave, the girl from earlier suddenly patted his shoulder. At the same time, a team invitation appeared in front of Fan Chen. Fan Chen was puzzled. Weren't you in a team just now? No, I accidentally joined one, but I left just now. Saying that, Fan Chen added the girl to the team and said, let's go. I'll take you to grind monsters. And the two of them left on their own, leaving behind a few angry men glaring at them. Shortly after, Fan Chen brought the girl to the Green Plains. The girl couldn't help but ask, little brother, aren't we going to grind red sheep horns? Not anymore, it's too late to go now. It's not necessary to waste time. And stop calling me little brother, call me by my name. Alright, Fan Chen, but there don't seem to be any monsters here. Fan Chen looked at the gradually darkening night sky and said, don't worry. Sure enough, it appeared right away. A jackal-like monster appeared in front of them in no time. The girl was scared and quickly reached for her sword. This is a level 5 monster. Can we defeat it with a level 3 knight and a healer? But Fanshin took a step forward. While casting a healing spell, he said, "You don't need to fight. Just stay here and enjoy the view while I come back." Fanshin cast a healing spell on the monster, and the jackal-like monster lost 120 HP instantly. Then Fanshin dodged the attack with a sidestep, and cast another healing spell on the monster. It was a set of fluid movements. The girl couldn't help but exclaim, "What the heck? This priest little brother is actually a pro?" The girl stared in amazement at Fanshin. Mumbling to herself involuntarily, she said, "A level 5 mage's fireball spell only does 30 to 40 damage. But now, a priest's damage skill actually broke 100. Could he be using cheats?" But when she saw Fanshin's cold expression, the girl shook her head and muttered to herself again, "No, no, no. What am I thinking? The Gods is a game jointly released by the Creator Corporation and countries around the world. Who could be cheating?" Thinking of this, she continued to watch Fanshin's battle attentively. Not only does this guy have high damage output, but his positioning is also so precise. Even though he can only move a limited distance, he can always dodge attacks perfectly every time. Even the top players in the holographic games of the past can't compare to Fanshin's precise control and flawless monster grinding. The girl's excitement was evident on her face. "I must find a way to impress this little brother." The girl was confident in her own skills. Just as the girl was lost in her daydreams, Fanshin suddenly shouted loudly, "Ching-Yin, be careful behind you." The girl just realized that a jackal-like monster was pouncing towards her. Fortunately, she reacted quickly and immediately raised her shield to block the monster's claws. The girl breathed a sigh of relief, and Fanshin shouted again, "Don't get distracted." But it was too late. The girl was hit by the monster with one strike, losing 49 health points. She endured the pain and asked, "Is the jackal monster really that fast?" But just now, she saw Fanshin easily dodge the attacks. Fanshin did not answer, but stood in front of her and instructed, "Stand back and don't get distracted." The girl's heart trembled. "Fanshin, are you going to handle 2 monsters alone?" Fanshin dodged attacks while shouting, "What else can I do? Let you die here?" But what he didn't say out loud was, "If you die, what will happen to my team buff? After dying, respawn at the revival point and it will waste a lot of time," the girl said apologetically. Fanshin made a small move as if predicting in advance, and once again dodged the jackal monster's area attack. Then he said, "Apologies won't help, don't get distracted again." The girl stood still with a blank expression on her face, murmuring, "Such skillful maneuvers. Can a human really do such things?" Little did she know that Fanshin had already reached the pinnacle of the realm of the gods before he was reincarnated. Soon, a flash of white light passed by, and the frustrated jackal monster lay on the ground, gradually transforming into a bronze-level, decayed wooden staff. Fanshin's heart moved. Did it drop something? This was a bronze-level, decayed wooden staff. Fanshin knew that in the early stages, these small monsters would only drop white-quality equipment, but now, due to the buff of the blessing from the god of love, the quality had increased by 1 level, allowing bronze-quality equipment to drop. At this moment, the girl behind him excitedly shouted, "Fanshin, I've reached level 4. Fanshin responded lightly with a word of encouragement. Then he checked another intimacy option. The current intimacy level with Ching-Yin was 57 points. Fanshin's heart stirred slightly. 57 should be the number of small monsters he had just killed. It seems that as long as he teams up, each monster will add 1 intimacy point. However, 10,000 points is not a small number. Just as Fanshin was preparing to continue his struggle, a fierce wolf howl suddenly came from behind them. They saw a mutated jackal wolf not far away, tilting its head and howling at the moon in the sky. This was a bronze-level boss with a skill called Bite. Every time its health drops by 10%, it would charge towards its target with a full force bite. Fanshin was surprised that a boss actually spawned. You should know that at this stage, few people can kill level 5 monsters. Now a level 5 boss has appeared. If they can kill it, it's likely to be a first kill. But Bite is a charging skill, and with Fanshin's current movement speed, he couldn't avoid it by positioning. Thinking of this, Fanshin told Ching-Yin, "Wait for me to lure the boss away, and you stay in place. When I tell you to use a shield to block, you should use it immediately. Can you do it?" Ching-Yin's face was excited. "I promised to complete the mission." Finally, she could help her brother Fanshin. "I must not be afraid and must follow instructions," she thought. Fanshin decisively threw a healing spell at the jackal wolf. The jackal wolf was attacked and let out a roar. It leapt high and pounced towards Fanshin. Fanshin consecutively cast 4 healing spells that hit their mark. At the same time, he was also pondering that 10,000 points of health would decrease by 10% with 6 healing spells, which is now. As Fanshin cast his 6th healing spell, the jackal wolf's eyes turned blood red in an instant. bite skill was activated. Fanchen hurriedly came behind the girl and shouted, "Raise the shield to block." The girl quickly adjusted her posture and held the round shield in front of her chest, preparing to take the hit. The girl lifted the round shield in her hand, and it instantly emitted a golden light, only to see the wild jackal-wolf crash into the shield fiercely, making a dull clang sound, and the girl's heart was filled with joy. She actually blocked it. Is this the top-level prediction from a pro? Seeing this, Fanchen jumped up from behind the girl. It seems that the girl's reaction ability is good, so he can safely output now. He consecutively cast multiple healing spells, pulling the aggro of the jackal-wolf monster back to him. The healing spell caused green light to rise on the jackal-wolf monster, but what floated up were red numbers. When the jackal-wolf monster's health dropped by another 10%, Fanchen used the same trick and returned behind the girl. "Shield up." The girl coldly shouted, "Got it." After repeating this process many times, the jackal-wolf monster was left with only 10% of its health. Fanchen's staff flickered with light. Now's the time. No one could have expected that the first boss of the server would be killed by a healing spell. The jackal-wolf monster let out a long howl towards the sky, and then slowly fell to the ground. At the same time, a game prompt sounded. "Congratulations on killing the wilderness boss. Bronze level mutated jackal-wolf monster, first kill complete. Your level has increased to level 7. You have gained +1 attribute points in all 4 attributes, and gained 4 free attribute points. Your intimacy with Ching-Yin is now 67 points. Seeing this, Fanchen finally breathed a sigh of relief. Although he could only respawn and start over, but his level was still too low, and there was still some pressure. The girl beside him exclaimed excitedly, "Fanchen, I've reached level 5. It's great." After speaking, Fanchen checked the dropped items. The reward for the final kill was a flowing cloud robe, which could restore 1% of mana per second, and a silver-level dagger suitable for assassins. The sealed 2-star skill book. Fanchen smiled faintly. The buff that increases the drop quality by +1 is simply too good. The flowing cloud robe fits perfectly. Sell the dagger now for maximum profit. Put all attribute points into intelligence. Fanchen looked at the attribute panel. Now he has the healing spell. The damage should be considerable. At this moment, the girl who has completely transformed into a fan of Fanchen suddenly asked, "Big brother Fanchen, where are we going next?" Fanchen turned his head and said, "I need to go back to the newbie village first." "You can go ahead." Before Fanchen could finish, the girl said happily, "I happen to have a quest to turn in. Let's go back together." 10 minutes later, the two of them returned to the outskirts of the newbie village, but they happened to encounter a team of players grinding monsters. One of them looked at the two approaching from afar. "Isn't that the female knight who left the team before?" Several others gathered around. "Yes, it's her. The priest is here too." Seeing this handsome face makes me angry. He's just good looking, so what? Saying that, an archer suddenly raised his weapon. "Let me teach this pretty boy a lesson. I'll let him understand that strength is everything." With a whoosh, an arrow flew through the air directly towards Fanchen. The girl exclaimed, "Fanchen, be careful." Fanchen, on the other hand, remained calm. He tilted his head slightly and dodged the incoming arrow. Seeing that Fanchen was unharmed, the girl patted her chest in relief. "I was so scared. I don't know who would do such a despicable thing." Fanchen then shouted to the surroundings, "Aren't you coming out?" Immediately, 3 people walked out from behind a nearby tree. "You're really lucky, kid. You managed to dodge that." The girl immediately recognized the 3 of them. "It's you guys. Why did you attack Fanchen?" "Big brother." The archer smirked. "Do you think our team is a public toilet? You come and go as you please? There's no such good thing." Beside him, his teammates sneered. "I see you guys are slow in returning to the beginner village. Let me send you on your way." "Alright, why waste time talking with them? 1 priest and 1 knight, only waiting to die standing. Get ready to fight." The mage among the 3 acted first. A fireball spell was cast directly at Fanchen. The girl quickly stood in front of Fanchen to block the fireball. A shield blocked the fireball, and Fanchen saw this. Finally, he smiled lightly and spoke up. "It's been a while since I encountered such a generous player who sends equipment. Moved. I'll send you back home right away." As soon as he finished speaking, Fanchen raised his hand and cast a healing spell. Although it was a healing green light, the person was instantly killed on the spot. The other 2 were stunned. In their mouths, 3 words formed, "What the fuck?" The mage looked at his teammate who was instantly killed by a healing spell, trembling all over. How can a priest have damage-dealing skills? Are you cheating? Fanchen sighed and rubbed his ears. "Oh right, you have the final say. Remember to report me when you die." With that, Fanchen cast another healing spell. As a burst of green light rose around him, the mage was instantly killed again. But the shock in his heart was even more terrifying. His health was only at 190. After this one skill, he owed Fanshin 35 more. Fanshin looked proud and asked, "Tell me, how do you want to die?" The remaining knight forced a smile, waving his hands for mercy. "No, no, spare me, kind sir. Leave a way out for yourself. We'll meet again in the future." Fanshin ignored him and said confidently, "I will treasure the equipment you've given me." With that, the staff in his hand lit up again. As the knight with the highest resistance, he couldn't escape the fate of being instantly killed. Game prompt: player died after death. Will receive a penalty of -1 to all attributes. The attacking party will be forced to drop the best equipment. Fanshin looked at the 3 weapons on the ground. Couldn't help but sigh. There are indeed many good people in this world. Knowing that I lack money for unlocking skill books, someone actually blocked my way and gave me equipment. 3 white-grade equipment pieces are now in high demand. The girl next to me witnessed the whole process, just one step away from giving birth to Fanshin's child. The girl bid farewell to Fanshin. "Brother Fanshin, I'll go complete my quest first. See you later." "Okay, contact me later." Looking at the ineffective love god buff, Fanshin thought, "I need to quickly raise my intimacy level. Otherwise, if the distance is too far, I'll automatically leave the team, and the buff will disappear too." Immediately, Fanshin went straight to the trading post. The trading post has 2 types of trading modes: fixed price and auction. Fanshin checked the recent transaction data. Currently, the items on the trading post are all white-grade equipment. The transaction price ranges from 2 gold 90 silver to 3 gold 40 silver, with 1 gold equal to 100 silver. The 3 items dropped by those people. White-grade equipment is more suitable for fixed price. The silver dagger is more suitable for auction, and it's sold quickly. Fanshin sold the 3 weapons for 3 gold each. The trading post deducted a 1% commission. Fanshin weighed the money pouch in his hand. 8 gold 91 silver, enough to unlock the skill book. I can slowly bid for the silver dagger. I'll go to the village mansion to find the career mentor first. This old tower is where the village mansion is located. Following the prompt, Fanshin arrived at the room of the novice priest mentor. Looking at the sign on the door, Guardian Angel Wings. It represents the ultimate skill of the priest's second job advancement, Resurrection. Fanshin pushed the door open with endless anticipation. As soon as he entered the room, a yellow-haired person said, "Adventurer, welcome to my mind-healing sanctuary. I am your mentor, Rote. Is there anything I can help you with?" Fanshin's scalp tingled for a moment as the priest career mentor. Is the path so wild? But Fanshin obediently handed over the skill book and said, "Hello, I want to unlock the skill book." Rote eagerly took it and sniffed it. It turned out to be a 2-star skill book with a wonderful fragrance. It's so desirable. "Adventurer, as you know, unlocking skill books requires consuming my spiritual energy, so I need a nutrition fee of 5 gold coins." Fanshin smiled bitterly and handed over the gold coins. Rote immediately held the skill book in his hand and began to unlock it. Not long after, a skill book called Healing Light appeared before his eyes. Fanshin was overjoyed, as it was an early priest's divine skill. Group healing. As long as it is used after talent inversion of light and darkness, it is a perfect group attack skill, which happens to make up for my current weakness. After finishing, Rote told Fanshin, "May the gods bless you, and may you heal more lives." Fanshin nodded. Isn't that just about healing more lives? After leaving the village mansion, Fanshin arrived at a square, thinking that it was time to meet Qingyin and continue monster hunting. But suddenly, there was an angry shout from the side. "Tao Xiaoyao, who let you grind monsters here? As long as I'm here, you won't be able to level up in the realm of gods." Fanshin looked at the bullied girl and was moved. Tao Xiaoyao, the future world's #1 summoner, how could she be bullied like this in the early stages? Anyway, he still needed 2 more teammates, so why not help her on the way? At this moment, this woman is still berating her loudly, thinking that keeping her head down and not speaking would make her pitiful. "But with your trash-like self, no one would care except me." Fanshin directly intervened between the 2 of them, reached out his hand and smiled. "Who said that? Tao Xiaoyao, do you want to team up?"